I saw this ignorant thing on Facebook where I guess it was sort of like to respond to like the hippie reference. The hippies I was talking about were the ones that was being mocked in the 60s, really, I guess, by white folks when they decided to drug a sex and drug. And that was to as a way of controlling people from uprising against like Vietnam and other things that was going bad, and also it was a money maker, a way of anyway. So, but what I'm talking about, they were extended family to where the children had a grandmother, a grandfather, a great grandma, and a great grandfather, and in some cases a great great, where they lived an extended family. But with the hippie, the sex and drugs things, it's the divide and conquer, which is the old war policies, theories, to where you come divide, like, and you get like the north side of a street and the south side of the street that have a misunderstanding. You know what I mean? And once those two start fighting, you come in there with your group and you divide your group in half, and unbeknownst to the other person, you have half of your people fighting on one side and the other half on the other side, and the whole, like, let me tell you, like in World War II. But anyway, in World War II, like, you would see things like where the night where the mirror windows, where they busted the windows when they get, like, first they tricked them, for pride and whatever, or everybody, trying to give up the Jones with the star, and then once they got them everybody to put that up, and then made it sort of like a law, and well, anyway, they said right after they had trains already ready that to take these the stuff that they took out of these people's houses in boats. They take to the United States, and some of them went to antique stores with auctioning off. You know what I'm saying? They used to be in Harlem, and we took the old theater, and it's sort of like what Hollywood had copied. So so their idea and their plan was to come here and have their people that they put in business and stuff, and they have but anyway, doctors, lawyers, people that are ready to step in a different position. But anyway, I digress. But that's why the idea of the drugs and sex industry. Hippie was just a way, because I've had people tell me I look like hippie. Hippie was just a way that they civilized their oneness, and in some eyes they just look very cool, wearing, they wore clothes, like they show, like, anyway, it was like they were like showing these people, but like that is like a lot of ways that, like, even when I first came down here and I went to the Peace Museum over here where Martin Luther King got shot, and right after, when I went in there, you could tell that before that they must have held him hostage, and like there was a room and mirror. Well, anyway, they like remodeled it 3 times. I'm glad they decided not to fund it to remodel it, because there is ability to change, like to keep changing, or trying to make like the white image, like, what I'm saying, like, some people are like, oh, you think you're white. Well, the image that they like they show is the image next door. it looks like, you know, they belong in Russia, you know, or somewhere, you know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you get around black people and they correct the way you're talking, but then they could go around someone with a thick European accent, maybe German, maybe Russian, even a thick, maybe Asian accent, and they don't correct them, they can totally understand them. So we have a lot of the propaganda that was geared to taking a image and distorting it to where it's fractured in such a way that it's not attractive. You know what I'm saying? Just like the image they have done with black people. And, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I think it, like once they trained some, down from Harlem, you know, I ain't never been called so many ugly names and this and that and your hair is brittle, but then by black folks, you know. So, you know, a lot of the, so, like, I guess the same logic that I've heard a lot here, where they say stuff like, oh, well, I whooped my child because the white man whooped me. I guess they decided that some black people that treat each other trifling is because, you know, white people had treated you trifling. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the person that got whooped and they end up, you know, whooping their kid, and then they beat their old lady, and you know what I'm saying? They really can't comprehend, you know, not on an unconscious level, why it's okay, you know, for them to beat the fuck out of their kids and they can't beat their woman. You know, because, like, how else you gonna teach somebody? And in your logic and in your unconscious mind and in your human depth in your heart, you know that's not how you learn. That's just how you feel pain and discomfort. But anyway, and so, but I saw that thing on Facebook. I know it was like some, like, it reeked of like the ignorance that spawns from police racism. You know what? Where, you know, like, they try to show, oh, well, you're not smart, you're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? That should give you one key, because if a motherfucker's always trying to show that you're not smart, you're not stupid, that's an ignorant motherfucker. That's a motherfucker that's incapable of learning, because he's incapable of being wrong, or feeling like, you know, I ain't saw a mistake, because he can't make a mistake, because, you know what I'm saying, he's on that logic, fool me once, you know, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So you can't learn from that. That's what old con shit that they use to you know, to continue, you know, conning somebody out of something. Because, oh, well, now if you feel like you're a fool, then, you know, hopefully you'll just act foolish. You know what I'm saying? You're too devastated. You know what I'm saying? It's just like them double biting. You know what I'm saying? And when I first grew up, the word nigger did not mean a lazy person. White trash meant a lazy, useless person. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it just was a word that was derived from a Spanish word, and the Spanish word was derived from the country in Africa, you know, Nigeria. So, and I guess that was supposed to be a place in Nigeria, like a Galilee or someplace, I don't know, where, you know, I guess it was like one of the places like Jesus had lived or something. Anyway, so that's why it was always a very famous place, and you know, it was a name that was brought down from the ages of very proud, and you know what I'm saying? It's just like, anyway, there's so many things that is like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I just want to say one thing, you know, the type of hippies I was thinking about, and the hippie that you're portraying is pretty much running around naked. You know, even a caveman put clothes on it, and the reason why, you know, is in a lot of ways should be self-evident, and therefore, since a person that's incorrigible can only see evil or hateful ways to project something that contradicts their stupidity. So anyway, good night.